This is the 5 things that I've learned from living off grid for almost 5 years. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is you will get power anxiety, whether you're in your van, full-size home, tiny home, truck, or a tent. You will have some sort of power anxiety, which is worrying about if you have enough power for the night, for the week, for the month, whatever. And there's only 2 ways to mitigate that. 1 is you really reduce your amount of consumption on power, and 2 is you make sure you have enough of it. Here in the van, we lived off of 500 amp hours of battle-born battery power. That really helped us out in making sure we didn't have any power anxiety. We were able to invert it through our inverter here, and we were able to power our internet, our phones, our laptops, everything from working from home and living full-time in our van. Now, the only time we felt that we didn't have enough power was the winter because we weren't getting enough sun into our solar panels. And that brings us to our second thing that we learned. And really quick, before I share with you number 2, I want to show you that we're throwing 4 of these GC3 battle-born batteries in our tiny home as backup power. Because even though we're on the grid, you can't always just rely on the grid. We go out of power a lot in the winter from where we live, so these bad boys are going to be a big help. Now let's see what number 2 is. The second thing we learned off the grid is to not be afraid of backup power. Even though solar was our primary resource into maintaining power into our batteries, this was our backup, which we used all the time. And as I'm sure you can guess, it's a generator. This was the biggest help during the winters, especially because we didn't get enough sun to rejuvenate and fill up our batteries again. So this was able to be used to fill up our batteries every about 2 weeks or so. There's a huge stigma against using generators for whatever reason in the off-grid community, which shouldn't be a thing at all. You're still off-grid and it doesn't matter. Everybody should have a generator for backup no matter what, whether you live on the grid or off. It is one of the biggest lessons learned. And by the way, when you're going off grid, you don't only have to worry about yourself a lot of the time. You have to worry about maybe your animals you're raising or even your family. So make sure you always have backup power. That is super imperative. Number 3 is pretty self-explanatory, but it's easy to forget. And that is you should use your local resources. Whether you're on a property like us or on the road, you should always make sure that you're accessing local resources because not only is it cheaper, but it's easier. Here on our property, we decided to invest in drilling a well. That way we had an abundance of water. On the road, you still need a ton of water as well. And the best way we did it was we'd always find local springs to fill up on. That way it's completely free. And honestly, it's way better water anyway. So we'd fill them up one at a time and fill up the van. Whether you're looking for materials or tools, building supplies, water, food, whatever it is, going local is the best way, especially when you're trying to be off grid wherever you are. Number 4 will save you a ton of money and is probably one of the best resources you can access, which is thrift stores like Habitat for Humanity, Salvation Army, those types of restores. They are the best because when we were starting to get off grid and live on a property here, we needed to build an off-grid washroom, which made our life a bit more comfortable when we were parked up in the van. We had hot water for our shower, our sink, we had a bigger toilet, those sorts of things to make life more comfortable. At the thrift stores, we were able to get plumbing supplies, a sink, water pump, interior design stuff, building supplies, tools, everything we needed to make that happen in a really budget-friendly way. And these bugs are starting to fly into my eyes now, so I'm going to finish with this point. By our 4th year of living off-grid, we started building our tiny home. And even though we knew we were probably going to bring hydro on to power the home, we had learned so much in those previous 4 years, and really we wanted to stay off-grid. But the types of comforts we wanted in that home meant we didn't have enough power to make that happen, so we decided to bring hydro on. But in those 4 years, we learned so much, and the biggest thing we learned is actually number 5, which is you have to have fun. If you're not having fun along the way and during, it's really not worth it, and you're probably gonna decide that it's not for you. When we had fun during the biggest challenges of all, because there's a ton of challenges during off-grid life, we can look back on them fondly and look back on them like we learned a lot from them. Whereas if we kind of freaked out about them or decided they were too tough for us, obviously we'd be in a different place by now. But having fun is the best advice I can give you for living off grid. And honestly, you probably will have fun, and you probably will have the most fun of your life, because I know we have. Being on grid now is just a stepping stone. It's just the next step in our lives. And honestly, I kind of enjoy it too. Now, that being said, we do plan on going back off grid again in the future, and we're going to use these Battleborn GC3s as a stepping stone to do that. So for now, I'm going to install these in the tiny home, and they're going to act as our backup power rather than a generator, especially in the middle of the winter. You don't want to go out in -30 and start a generator. These are going to be amazing. So make sure you subscribe for the process on that. I'm going to do some build videos on it and how we integrate it into our tiny home. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them below, and I'm more than happy to answer them. And also, I really appreciate you watching to this point. If you could give me a thumbs up, or if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that, because it really helps me out by getting this information to others who really need it. So anyways, I hope you have fun on your journey, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.